let me start off by congratulating the mayor and his leadership here in Jersey City. It's a city that is becoming the spectacular city that it was always meant to be. And certainly under his leadership, I think without this grant, there have been nearly 100 firefighters added to a force that desperately needed it. So I appreciate his leadership, Director O'Shea, and the leadership of the fire department, because giving Senator Booker and I and our colleagues in the House a good product to advocate for is critically important in a tremendously competitive environment in which there are literally billions of dollars of requests across the country for grants of this type, and only a fraction of the money available. So you've got to have a commanding presentation, and you have to have a good product, and some good advocacy along the way helps it all to the success we're having today. So I want to salute the mayor, the director, and the leadership of the fire department. I want to say that my colleague who sits on a very important committee that has jurisdiction over FEMA, and ultimately these safer grants come through FEMA. Incredibly important to have him there, to be such a strong advocate. And the mayor mentioned in my introduction about me being a former mayor. Well, as you all know, Cory Booker was the mayor of the state's largest city, at least up to now. And along the way, he understands the synergies and the importance of this. So having Senator Booker as my colleague in this regard, it's an extraordinary asset and a tremendous advocate. So we're here to announce an $8.4 million grant to Jersey City that will be able to retain 45 firefighters and hire an additional 16. In fact, this grant brings the total of safer grants for Jersey City to over $23 million since 2005, which represents about 10% of all safer grants that New Jersey has received. And I think that's a testament to the department. It's a great day for our first responders and for Jersey City, for its security, its safety, for the safety of the region, as is exhibited by what happened on September 11th as we approach the 15th anniversary, and I'll talk about that in a minute, as well as the regional approach that Jersey City has had in mutual response with others. And it's another sign that our government is keeping the promise that I know that I made when we said to our first responders after September 11th, because it was they, not the federal government, not the military, but they who responded on that tragic day and were the very front line. And they continue to be the front line in so many different ways. You know, as I gaze eastward, I recall the images of smoke rising above the Hudson, clouding a majestic skyline. This Sunday marks the 15th anniversary of that fateful day when this nation was attacked, when the security threats we face were redefined and the world fundamentally changed for all of us, for generations to come. And let's not forget that on September 11th of 2001, 37 Jersey City residents lost their lives, and the Jersey City waterfront became a major staging area for recovery and relief efforts. Jersey City firefighters, doctors, nurses, medical technicians, police officers were among the first to go to ground zero. There were many New Jersey heroes that day. They were then, as we are now, New Jersey strong and getting stronger. New Jerseyans volunteered, we rallied, we came together, we stood together as neighbor, as a community to help one another, something that in the current political atmosphere may seem a distant memory. But on that day, all Americans responded, and together it is our challenge to be that nation again, not united only by tragedy, but united by our shared values and common concerns as a community. On 9/11, we turned to family and took solace in community. We drew closer as a nation, and we saw the best of America and the best of our first responders who here in Jersey City who rushed in to the World Trade Centers, risking their own lives to save others and to help in the recovery efforts. The Jersey City Fire Department stood up when the towers fell, and today with this federal grant, we're standing up for them. Now, I want to take a moment, since we are celebrating this fire department and, in my view, firefighters across our state and across the country. Many first responders that were there that day in Lower Manhattan paid with their health and some with their lives. We remember Jim Zadroga. Jim was a native New Jerseyan, a hero who, after September 11th, walked towards the World Trade Center, not away. Jim was working on the site day in and day out, breathing the smoke and dust and debris, and while helping us recover, he was developing an illness for which he could never recover. Jim was the first emergency responder to die directly because of health effects from working at Ground Zero. And after 9/11, we made a promise to be there for our first responders, particularly those hurt in the line of duty. So I believe today, in Jim Zadroga's name, we're keeping that promise and honoring his memory the right way by passing and funding a bill that ensured that those first responders affected by September 11th continue to receive monitoring and treatment services to address their health needs. And it's in keeping with that promise, which is why I have authored and sponsored the Firefighter Cancer Registry Act to improve collection infrastructure and research activities to monitor and study cancer incidence among all firefighters because of the work that they do every day to help to keep us safe. I think it's incredibly important, and we are joined in a bipartisan effort in this regard, and I'm hoping we can get it done before the end of this year's session. The grants for Jersey City we're announcing today will help keep that promise. It will help ensure that Jersey City's fire department has what it needs, that it's adequately staffed, that our firefighters are properly equipped, ready to protect themselves and the communities they serve. There's no more courageous job than that of a firefighter. Everybody else runs away. It defies all logic to run into a burning building, towards an explosion, towards flames. That's what they do every day. And we need not wait until one of them falls to an injury or a fatality to recognize their extraordinary sacrifice.